Looking for a way to get healthy? The Chef You and I program has the answer. Kathryn Raker and chefs from around the nation will teach even the most inexperienced how to cook. Come into their kitchen and watch them take ordinary foods with loads of calories and fat and turn those foods into healthier dishes. You will be the first to get tips and ideas on foods that are easy to prepare. Now let's join Kathryn and today's chef and learn how to make today's recipes.
Welcome to the Chef You and I. I'm Kathryn Raker, and our guest chef today is my parish priest and pastor, Father Andrew Umberg, who actually studied to be a chef at one time, correct?
Yes.
Before he became a priest.
Yes,
right?
Just 1 year.
1 year. But you know, you had been cooking for how long before you did that?
About 43 years.
Wow.
My mom let me goof off in the kitchen when I was 10.
And
it was easy. It kept me busy.
Kept you busy and out of trouble.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Well, you know, my mom, because there were so many kids and I was the oldest, I got to learn how to cook when I was 7. So by the time I was 10, I was whipping meals out. You know what I mean? So we are making some of your favorite Italian recipes. Now, you know, I've never made wedding soup before. How about that?
Well, I'm glad that this will be a good experience.
So tell us what we're going to have tonight, Father.
Okay, we'll start off. This could be considered all one meal. It's a big meal if you do it this way.
Okay.
But it would be the Italian wedding soup.
Right.
Or at least the Italian, German, Ohio wedding soup.
Whatever.
And then steamed artichokes, chilled, and then with a balsamic mayonnaise dipping sauce.
Ooh, that sounds delicious. Go ahead.
I think it should be.
It should be.
Will be.
Go ahead.
And then a tomato sauce with tuna in it over pasta.
Oh, you know, I have had many years ago an Italian friend that made it with tuna, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to hate this stuff. Oh my gosh, I loved it.
Yeah, people that don't like tuna sometimes still like this because of all the herbs they cover up the flavor of the tuna.
Now, is this canned tuna or is this fresh tuna?
Canned. I go ahead and use the canned, yeah.
Right, because it's a lot simpler than having to make it with the fresh, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so the first recipe we're making is what?
We're getting a start on the artichoke dipping sauce.
Ooh, I can't wait to make that.
Because that has to be made a couple of hours before the rest.
Right.
For it to work out right.
So what are we going to do first? You're going to do first.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll ask you to mince a little bit of onion.
Okay.
About 2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons, that's it?
Yeah. So just the edge of that onion will be plenty.
Okay.
And meanwhile, I'm going to get out about 1 cup of mayonnaise.
Yes.
Maybe a little less. The idea is this is for 6 people. We're going to steam 3 artichokes, cut them in half. Everyone gets a half artichoke. And hopefully enough dipping sauce. Enough to have, you don't want to run short. You want to have a little bit of extra.
Right.
So we're going, so 3/4 of a cup would be a nice amount of mayonnaise. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's our 3/4 of a cup of mayonnaise there. Mm-hmm. And then we'll put the minced onion in.
Yeah.
After we salt that a little bit, I think it might just be superstition. But
how much do you want?
The salt brings out the onion oil.
How minced do you want this, buddy?
A little bit more minced than that. Just even a little bit more.
Okay. So do you cook a lot for friends and relatives and stuff like that? Is that one of the things that you love to do?
I do love to do that, and I have a slew of parties around Christmas time.
You do?
Yeah, staff.
Really?
Council,
when am I getting?
that.
You're going to invite me, right?
That's right.
Oh, good. We should do a cooking. We could do a cooking show for them. How about that? They would love that, wouldn't they?
That would be great.
Yeah.
I'm going to sign you up for parish council.
I know you want to. You did? Right. You signed me up for parish. Did you know Did you know that I used to be the president of the parish council? Not here.
I can believe that.
But overseas.
That's great.
Boy, I'll tell you, we had a taunt ship over there too, buddy. Raised a lot of money too. Okay, so is that good enough?
That's great. That's great. And we just want 2 tablespoons.
All right.
I think we've got about 3 there, so we want to.
Okay, so.
Yeah, just get the 2 in there. And then if I can get a salt shaker.
You want a salt shaker? Okay, it's right there, Father.
Okay,
right there.
You.
And where do you want me to put this?
Go ahead and put it right on top of the mayonnaise.
Okay, right.
So we'll start off with just getting it right on the top of the
Okay.
mayonnaise. Maybe a little bit more of the real fine pieces.
Okay,
yeah.
that's good. All
Make
right.
it nice and oniony, and
Okay.
then the salt just a little bit, no more than an eighth of a teaspoon.
An eighth of a teaspoon? Here, we do
mean-
have an eighth.
Okay, I'm having trouble making this. Okay,
Here you go,
I'll
buddy.
let you do that from there.
Well, you know, we do have, oh, hold this a minute. Just hold it a minute.
Oh, okay.
You hold
I'm
this.
sorry.
You
Hold
hold
this,
this,
okay.
and I'll do it. Now, we're fine. We are just fine.
Okay, that's plenty.
Is
That's
that
more
fine?
than plenty. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's easy.
Maybe not even an eighth of a
Okay.
teaspoon. Just a little bit.
Okay.
Salt the onion just a tiny bit. Okay.
Right. Now what?
Fantastic. Then a little bit of balsamic vinegar.
Okay, we need our assistant to bring that over.
The tall bottle
Okay.
right there. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
And
then
how
we
much of
want
that?
2 tablespoons of this. So we'll make this official. What nice tablespoons.
Don't you love that?
That's very fancy.
You know, I love to go and buy, and you know, we get a lot of things on the Chef You and I from manufacturers.
Okay.
Oh,
these are
yeah.
beautiful
Free.
things. Nice.
Free. Don't you
Nice.
love it?
Look at that. There's a
Isn't that cool?
sunflower on that.
I
thing.
know. Isn't that
Exactly.
nice?
Okay,
Okay,
if
now
I could
what?
Then have the cayenne pepper. The big container. Yes, that's it.
That's a cayenne pepper. And how
Thank
much of
you.
that? How much of that?
An eighth of a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. That really is an eighth of a teaspoon.
An eighth of a teaspoon.
Yeah,
Wait a
and
minute. Hold
when
on.
in doubt, go less. You know, it depends on how spicy you like
want
your
it.
sauce. Make sure it's
Okay.
level, not a heaping one.
It's level.
So just put a little bit, 2/3 of that in. Okay. We'll have a nice spicy batch.
Yeah, I'm good
nice.
at that.
Okay, great.
Okay.
And then I am going to get this spatula,
Okay.
and we're going to go ahead and just mix this up real nice. Oh, I've
And
gotta
if the
make sure-
camera will get that, I'll get a. That's beautiful.
Yeah, at first, it's not real pretty at first, but then.
It gets
believe or
really
not,
beautiful?
Yeah, the balsamic vinegar will absorb very nicely into the mayonnaise.
Yeah.
And then the time factor is allowing that onion to seep into the mayonnaise to get a nice
Ooh.
oniony flavor. So again, there's mayonnaise, cayenne pepper, onion, and balsamic vinegar.
That's
in here.
it?
That's it. And then the other factor, thyme. So,
Thyme, so we wanna-
So we cover that and throw that in the refrigerator.
Yes, we'll put that in the
And,
refrigerator real quick. Okay.
Mm.
Right here. Whoops.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Okay, then,
Okay.
so now that that's out of the way, we want to start steaming some artichokes.
Steaming
So,
artichokes.
first we'll rinse them off real nice. We
Okay.
have artichokes in the refrigerator.
In the refrigerator.
and
Let me
we'll
go
set
get
in
them
there.
just a
Okay.
minute.
Thank you. Great.
Okay.
And we'll rinse those off
Okay.
a moment there.
We need to take a short break, Father, and we'll be right back. Okay, we are back on the Chef You and I with Father Andrew Umberg, and we're going to be actually making the artichokes, or not making them. We're going to be doing what?
Steaming them.
Steaming them. So what's the first thing you're going
Well,
to do?
you make sure that the artichoke doesn't have a sticker on it. You make sure you take that off. I always rinse them off. They might have a little bit of sand in them, so
You already
I let
did
water
that.
go in then,
Right.
yes. And then they'll have a little bit of a stem here,
Right.
and you want to leave some of the stem on, but at least about half the stem. Leave about a half-inch on, like that.
Oh,
So
good.
it's
That's
nice
beautiful.
and clean looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Okay.
you'll do the same thing to the other one. So leave about a half-inch left. Sometimes, the stems are longer, but you
Mm-hmm.
want just about a half-inch left. Then, in a pot of water with a lid that fits,
Right.
we put about a cup of water, maybe a cup and a half of
That's
water.
all? That's all?
Yes, to steam them, yes.
Okay.
And then we'll take, the steaming
steamer.
apparatus, yes.
Right.
And we'll put this in here.
Okay, so
And
here's your
then-
artichokes.
And then we'll take both of them and
Uh-huh.
then put them stem side up.
Up. Okay. That's
Because we want that
important.
stem to, we want that steam to get up inside all of these leaves.
Okay.
That's what it's all about.
And so how long does that take to do, Father?
It's about 45 minutes of steaming.
Okay.
And you can go maybe another 10 minutes if you want.
Right.
I wouldn't go much less than that, unless you
Because
really
they
have it
won't be
turned up
tender.
high.
They won't be
Exactly,
tender.
Exactly, and
Okay.
then that's painful.
So we're going to steam that for 45 minutes, right, Father?
Yes.
And then what's going to happen then?
Then we'll turn it off.
Right.
And we'll take them out. We'll drain out the water.
Right.
Then we'll fill the pot with a little bit more water than we had before and put those in to cool them off.
Oh,
Another
okay.
thing we could do is just put them on a plate. If you're doing this in the morning, if you're going to serve them in the evening, it's best to start the sauce in the morning and get your artichokes steamed. Let them cool to room temperature and then actually chill them. But the fast way to do it
Right.
is to steam them, to put them in some cold water, add some ice to the water,
ice water. Yeah,
and
right.
then let them drip, and then we'll cut them in half because each person, right now they're a full artichoke. Everyone gets a half artichoke.
Half an artichoke.
Lying down on their plate. It's
Okay,
real quick.
so we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back on the Chef You and I. And by that time, Father, everything will be done for the artichokes, and we'll be able to show them, right?
Correct.
Okay, we'll be right back. We're back on the Chef You and I, and guess what? They're done. And you know what I love, Father, is what did you do here? You cut it in half?
Yes, it's great to use a serrated knife to kind of saw through.
Right.
And you want to go from the stem end down so you don't smash the flour open.
Okay.
But yeah, it is kind of a fancy
Okay, so
flour.
now show me how we're going to eat this.
Okay, we start off. Each guest gets a half one like this, and you start from the outside, and you'll find that the leaves come off very easily. Now, at first, and you put just a little bit of sauce on.
Okay.
And then you'll find, that's some good sauce, but you can't taste anything else because on the outside, they hardly have any meat on them.
Okay.
As time goes on, this white fleshy part gets bigger and bigger on each leaf.
Right.
And this bottom part will come right off into your mouth, and it's really almost a buttery flavor.
Really?
It's very interesting flavor, and
Really?
it's a nice match with this sweet and sour sauce.
Okay, so if
the
I take
mayonnaise
a
sauce.
couple of these leaves off and I get to one of these.
Fast forward, yeah, that should be a good one.
Okay,
yeah.
let me try it. I'll tell you what I think. Okay, ready? Delicious.
Good.
Delicious. I really, really love that. I could get to love these a lot. Those are delicious. And then you put the leaves into a little container, right?
Yeah, it's nice to put on the table extra bowls, so that we can all throw in our petals afterwards.
Right.
you
Those
know.
are delicious. I
each
know
one.
our guests are going to love this, aren't they?
so.
I know they
It
will.
always provokes a lot of conversation too.
It does.
It's fun.
It is fun. And so we forgot to mention, we actually ate a lot of the leaves. See, they're right here. And they were delicious. Now, tell me what you do with the end of the artichoke.
So at the end, you see the stem here. All the leaves were facing this way.
Right.
Okay. And then it looks almost like a Gulf tea with some matter on the top. This matter on the top, though, that's thorns.
Thorns?
Yeah. So
really?
you don't want to throw that into your mouth.
No.
You want to.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, you
Okay.
cut all that off?
Yeah, you cut this off.
Okay, you don't
Make
need
sure
that.
you get the thorns. And then once the thorns are gone, I'm wasting a little bit there, but
Well, you don't want to eat the thorns, buddy.
that you don't.
Okay.
So I've just about got it.
Okay.
That's pretty nice. Okay, so
Okay,
what
now
we
what?
do now, then you cut it into big chunks like that.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
And you and
good.
your guests then get a nice big bunch of sauce on it. And throw
Absolutely delicious. How often do you have these?
when I have guests.
You do?
When I have guests and I want to, it's one of the salads that I do. Sometimes I'll give them a lettuce salad, depending. See, festival dinners, as a priest, you're always raffling off those dinners.
Anyhow, we're going to take a short break and we're going to go to the next course, and that's going to be what?
The wedding soup.
The wedding soup. I can't wait. We'll be right back on The Chef You and I with Father Andrew Umberg and myself, Kathryn Raker.